and welcome to our second episode of the December special series. Today we will discuss the Hateful Eight, the hate feature film of Tarantino, as recommended by me at the end of the last episode. But first, Kayan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, you?
Yeah, I'm good. I had another busy week this week, but it's usually the case for pretty much everybody around the holidays, so I don't have to
Yeah.
complain a lot. You? Was it busy, anything? Or just work?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. um I'll have a little bit of vacation like in next week, so
Yeah,
take this time to rest and play some video games.
Yeah, on my side, I have Friday and Monday that's coming, and then I
Yeah.
have Friday the next week. So it's gonna be like four day week, and then a 3 day week.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, but I'm gonna work because I just moved in Toronto, and with the lockdown and everything, we can't do anything, right? So might as well work.
Yeah, no, not really. But I just started Breath of the Wild, the latest Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a bit addicted, so I'm looking forward to
Oh,
playing for these days.
all right. Oh, that's good. You could tell us about your gameplay in the next episode, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, are you ready to step into the discussion, or do you have any
Yes.
subject you want to talk about
No,
before we go?
I'm ready to talk about the Eightful Eight.
So, as stated before, The Eightful Eight is the hate feature film of Quentin Tarantino, and the plot is after seeking refuge in a lodge, a bounty hunter and his fugitives are caught in a weird, twisted turn of events. The film features Samuel L. Jackson, as pretty much always with Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah.
uh, Kurt Russell, who's also been in a couple of Tarantino's movies,
Yeah, it's true.
Jennifer Jennifer Jason Lee, Tim Roth, who's also pretty much not all the time, but he's one of Tarantino's favorite. Also, Walton Goggins in the movie.
Yeah, and Channing Tatum that I had forgotten it was in the movie until the end.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much not in the movie, right? So
Yeah, no, exactly. Because when I saw the intro, I saw Channing Tatum, and I was like, oh yeah, really? And the movie's like kind of so long. At the end of the movie, I was like, oh yeah,
oh yeah, I saw Channing Tatum, right?
yeah, exactly.
All right. So what do you think of the movie, like overall?
Um, I think it's very Tarantino movie. It's kind of like everything he does in a nutshell
Yeah,
or in a nutshell to the point.
yeah,
But I liked it, but there's a big but, yeah.
yeah. And we're not talking
um,
about Channing Tatum, right?
no, it's quite long actually, and
Yeah.
if you know Tarantino, you know all the way things are gonna go. And to me, it was kind of I kind of knew where the story was going and how it was gonna end. It's just like the road that leads you there is quite long. So I actually watched it in like three parts, mostly because I was busy, but also because I couldn't wait for the end. I think that like the third act is very strong, but the first two acts I think they drag a little bit.
Yeah, for
Uh,
me, it's the first act that drags a lot.
yeah,
Before they get to the cabin, when they are in the stagecoach, I think it takes a lot of time before they get there. But I like when they get there first. But
yeah,
there's a lot of outside scenes when they first get there, and they're
yeah,
pretty much the only outside scenes we get in the movie. Because everything else is like either shot in the stagecoach at the beginning or shot in the cabin after that. But I like the winter setting. I like the tempests and all that. I thought it brought
hmm,
a lot of tension to the film, so that I
yeah.
liked. I would have taken a little bit more of it, but yeah, like you said, the runtime and that movie is way too damn long.
Yeah, I really like the sound design. I think that like it's like the wind is constantly howling, like the whole movie. There's like a blizzard outside. You can kind of feel it.
Yeah, even though you
So
don't see it, you feel it, right?
yeah, exactly. So I really appreciated this, and I appreciate the setting and the location. I think it was, even though it was like in a cabin or in a coach at the beginning, environment always felt fresh. It didn't feel like boring over some time. But I mean, Tarantino, always have great shots, and he knows how to film stuff. So you always find a way to make it interesting.
Yeah, yeah, no, he made it interesting for me, but yeah, like you said, the pacing too. I thought there was a little pacing issues here and there when we shift to the like rescue team, the guy with Channing Tatum. That the movie lost me there a little bit. Um, it's like I was anxious to see the end of the movie, and then it's like another movie starting at the end of the actual movie, and I was like, oh my god, it's never gonna end.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But yeah, that the movie kind of lost me a little bit over there. But besides that, I mean, it's gonna be more Tarantino-esque. The thing I like the most about it was the setting. I like the time period. I like the setting. I like the snow. I like the snowstorm and everything.
Yeah, me
And
too.
like you said, sound design was perfect. Costumes, sets, everything was great. But like it's because you just get in the movie so much, and it's just talk, 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 kill someone, talk, 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 you kill someone, talk, 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 and then someone else dies. And then about 2 hours in, you're like, all right, I know where this is going. So can we just get
Yeah.
there already? Right?
Well, when the film start, you know where how it's gonna end. If you know Tarantino, you know how it's gonna end. It's just the way that takes you there. But I like their characters were interesting, and every actor was great. I don't have
Yeah.
anything to say about that. But it's just sometimes there's a lot of information given about them that were not necessarily important to what we're watching. And I know character building is important, but I don't know. Sometimes it felt like Tarantino just wanted to put a scene where Sam Jackson talks about how he killed the other guy's son or whatever.
Yeah, that was a little bit of Tarantino just showing off how crazy he could be, and how he can get away with everything he wants to say in a movie.
Yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
not a lot of people that would dare say the N word that many times in a
That
movie.
much?
And then what have that story about how he killed the son of the other guy. I mean, it
Hmm.
was pretty extreme, right? Even for
Yeah.
Tarantino. Then again, it's him. He likes that type of shit. So I can't really complain too much. It's not my style. It's a lot of people like it though, so I'm not gonna hold it against the movie. I mean, if you like that kind of thing, that violence and that dialogue, go fine. But I won't like take the movie down a notch for this. Obviously, for me, it wasn't a plus, but I won't put it in the cons either.
No, no, me neither. It's just that sometimes it to me it dragged a little bit.
Yeah, and the violence too. I mean, it's shocking and it's extreme at first, but then you just kind of get used to it. Especially the scene where they get sick because of the coffee and they start
Yeah,
vomiting blood all over. And it's just obviously fake blood, right? And I don't know. It kind of took me out of the movie. It reminded me of the Ipecac scene in Family Guy when they like just take all the Ipecac syrup and they start vomiting all over just to see who's gonna get the last slice of pie.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, it reminded me of that so much. That
Yeah, it's a little bit cartoonish.
yeah, it is. But that's Tarantino again, right? So
Yeah,
he likes
exactly.
like in Pulp Fiction when the gun goes off in the car accidentally and he just killed the
Hmm.
guy. So yeah, but well acted. That was one of my best pros because Sam Jackson is awesome as always in Tarantino
Yeah.
movie. But my standout would have been Walton Goggins.
Hmm.
I really like this character. I like how he portrayed him. He's like this mean racist guy, but at the same time, he just has like this little vulnerability to him.
Yeah.
Whereas he tries to like look tough, but he really isn't. And he always came back like, "I'm the sheriff of this town. I'm the new sheriff of the town." And I thought it was just funny, like him always coming back to this, right?
Yeah, and there's a shift of power, you see, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the beginning, he's like, he's kind of like the weakest of the gang. He can't
yeah,
do anything. Everybody's like, oh, shut up, yeah, whatever. And by the end of the movie, he's kind of the one that is in the position of power.
yeah. He
And I,
is
I
totally.
appreciated that.
Yeah, me too. It's like the underdog story, right?
Yeah.
I really like the Ennio Morricone score too. I
Yes.
thought it put us well in the time period, and right from the beginning, the score starts, and it put you in a tense atmosphere for the rest of the movie. And I thought it was really well paced all around. So big plus for the score there.
Yeah, me
Thought it
too. I
was
liked it.
awesome.
But I mean, you can't go wrong with him.
No, no, yeah,
Like, it's a
Morricone.
great
It's
choice.
yeah, and
And yeah,
photography too. I really like the the photography of the movie, and
me
it was
too.
shot on film, 70 millimeter Panavision,
Hmm.
which isn't that much used today, right? It was mostly used in the '60s,
Yeah, but
so
it was
that was
gorgeous.
really impressive. Yeah, it was really impressive what they did, and the movie mostly takes place inside the cabin, stagecoach, and it's mostly dark, and there's almost no direct sunlight in the camera too. So and they always make it interesting, and the scenes are always very well lit, and I just like the focus. I don't know if you
Yeah, yeah,
seen
I
what they
noticed.
did with the focus of the in the movie. They just like
Hmm.
pull focus at some places just to so your eyes wander around the scenes a bit and keep you guessing. about what's going on. So that was really interesting. It was like kind of a subliminal way to just make the movie more dynamic and that people wouldn't just fall asleep during it, right?
Yeah, no, no, it was great, and I love how he shots the movie too. I mean, when the characters are introduced, sometimes you just see their feet at the beginning, and then he pans out, and then it shows you the characters. But it shows you kind of important details first, and then the whole picture. Like when he introduces us to like Channing Tatum's gang. When
Yeah,
they cut back at when they arrive, you only see their feet in the carriage. You only see like your you don't see them until they're really inside and that the people inside see them.
yeah,
And it's just interesting ways to tell a story.
yeah. It puts you in the perspective of the people inside too. They don't really know what's going on and
Yeah,
just come
exactly.
in, right? And it builds the tension for the audience. So that was really great. But then it's great director of photography. I forgot his name, but he won like 3 Oscars. And you put Tarantino with him, of course, the movie's gonna look gorgeous, and the
Yeah.
scenes are gonna be well put together, and it's just gonna be dynamic, right? It's not boring to look at,
No,
and
exactly, because I can see the same scenario but shot in a boring way,
yeah, and
and like how terrible it would be.
oh yeah, you just sleep all the way through. This
Exactly.
movie's almost 3 hours, right? So you gotta
Yeah.
make it interesting somehow. And Tarantino's he makes it interesting with the dialogues and the characters because they're all like crazy people, right? And they
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
be, or else it's boring. But then you also have to make it interesting to the eye and to the ear. So that's where the sound design is so great, and the score and the photography. So that's all the level the movie worked for me.
Yeah, me too.
But overall, I gotta say, like, you have to be in a good mood to listen to that film, not too
Yeah.
tired either. Because even if it's interesting, it's really easy to like fall asleep at some time because the movie's long and you gotta concentrate and focus on what's going on the screen. And then if you're tired of it and it's late, I can see some people just like nudging their head and just starting to fall asleep. Right?
No, exactly. And if someone's like not familiar with Quentin Tarantino or doesn't really like him, they won't like this.
No, no, exactly. But well, I'm not the biggest fan of Tarantino, like I said before. But still,
Hmm.
this movie I kind of like because mostly because I'm a sucker for the setting and the time period. But yeah, there's a nice quality to it, like what he did with a contained movie like that. I think it's really interesting. It's
Yeah.
certainly it's not his best film, but it's not his worst either. I don't think so.
No, no. But yeah, no, I liked it overall, but yeah, it's kind of long, especially like the first act. So, like you say, you have to be in a mood and you have to be aware of what you're getting into. And
Yeah,
if you're like, oh yeah, I feel like watching this, you're gonna like it.
yeah, it's gonna be
But if you're
crazy. It's
bored and you just want to watch a movie, I don't know.
yeah, no, don't watch that. Just if you want to watch something that's gonna be crazy, extravagant, watch it. You're gonna get your money's worth of it. But if you just feel like laying back and watching something, I don't know, stupid, maybe something else, not that,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
But yeah, overall, I give it a solid 7 out of 10 for this
Yeah, me
film.
too.
I mean, it's not the best Tarantino. It's certainly not the worst either. There are some really nice things to focus on the movie, but if you're not like all that much into film and how a film is made and all the little details that went into the film, maybe you're not gonna like it as much. So yeah, 7 out of 10 I think is great.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Think it's
All
fair.
right, yeah. So that pretty much concludes the discussion. Before we move on to the end of the episode, we're gonna have your recommendations for the next and probably last episode of December.
Yeah. So my recommendation is Wind River.
Oh, I
It's
really,
on.
really like this film. Spoiler alert,
Me
I
too. I
love
really like
this
it.
film.
Uh,
Hard
it
subject, but great film.
yeah, but I think it's an important subject also. So
Yeah. All right, great. I'm really happy to review that next. So
yeah. So
for
it's on
people,
Netflix.
yeah, it's on Netflix. And Netflix Canada, sure, but
Yeah.
probably US too. I mean, they have a lot more stuff than us in the US, so probably there.
Exactly.
So all right,
And
thanks. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, I just wanted to say it's 2017 and directed by Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, who also wrote it. It was the first time directing a movie too, and he did a really good job. And he also
Oh yeah.
wrote Hello High Water and Sicario too before that. So yeah, a really good writer. Can't wait to see all the other stuff he does. But yeah, Wind River for a directorial debut, really strong outing for
Yeah.
him.
Can't wait.
All right,
Can't wait to see what he does next.
Yeah, no, me either. So thanks to everybody for listening to this special episode, and we'll see you probably next week for last episode of December about Wind River.
Yes, thank you. Have a good one.